Since we were talking about videos and some of the videos that I watched, I was going to show you a few that should be studied, or the era that should be studied right immediately after World War II, and how especially United States wanted to counter communism. But then I thought I should take a few minutes and tell you about two incidents that are very important in my life. And I think it just resonated much more later on in my life, in my late 20s, than it immediately did. And I'll tell you what those incidents were, just so you know. And we'll learn a couple of new words. Okay, this is my student ID card for 8th and 9th grade. That's Klasse Sevom, which means 3rd grade in junior high. It's 9th grade, actually. It was end of 8th grade and beginning of 9th grade, somewhere around there, that I started going to after-school program to learn English as a second language. Remember, I said I had to wait after buying the dictionary till I got to early beginning junior high school. So anyways, that's probably what I would have looked like at the time. Okay. Dabiristan is high school. Hachamenesh, Achaemenets, the first big empire, Persian Empire. Some would call it the super empire. So the high school was named after the first super empire of the world, out of southwest Iran. And the street that it was located at was Khiyaban or Boulevard Eisenhower. It's named after Eisenhower. And wow. Okay, the first institute that I went to learn English after school programs, private classes, was called Institut Mod. Mead Institute. Mead was the first kingdom/empire right before the super empire took over in Iran and spread out. So, and it was interesting because this Mead Institute, named after the first kingdom or first empire in Iran, was located in Meydan Circle, Meydan Kennedy, named after JFK. So I've got Achaemenets, Hachameneshian, in short, Hachamenesh. That was the name of high school junior high that I went to. And empire is Emperatory. Anyways, those are the words you should remember. So I go to an after-school English program, English Institute, named after our first major kingdom in Iran, by Kennedy Circle. I'm attending a high school named after the first super empire, by a boulevard that's named after Eisenhower. Now this is my grade report from Dabiristan Javidan, which is right there, Javidan High School, that covered 10th, 11th, 12th grade. That's where I went. And when I started there, the high school was brand new. They just opened that first year that they opened. I attended 10th grade. And it was one of the better schools in Iran. And, of course, I've covered my last name, my dad's name. Not very well, but as long as this stays private till January 20th of 2015 this year, I'm cool with it. Okay, these are the grades from 9th grade and 10th grade. And these are the subjects like chemistry, physics, geometry, algebra, composition, literature and history, on down, all the way on down. And that's the stamp that says, I passed. And that's the side which covers my grades in 12th grade, which right after this I came to the United States. And okay, what's the relevance of all these stuff? When I'm not sure if it was 8th or 9th grade, I want to say it was the 9th grade, that there was going to be a motorcade right next to our high school, junior high, that some members of the royal family, maybe some guests from overseas that were going to come and drive by our high school. And they used to come and get us students out to go side of the street and cheer for whoever it was, to say, hey, we support you, whatever. And one day, I just didn't want to go and cheer. I thought it was nonsense. And they had undercover agents, and one of them overheard me as I didn't want to go outside, and he hit me in the back of the head and said, get out there. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. It just stayed with me and just bothered me over the years. Now we're going to fast forward to another incident. And since this is the picture from the years of 10th, 11th, 12th grade, this is probably the picture I took when I was in 10th grade or so, because they definitely didn't take pictures of us when we were in 11th and 12th. They just kept this on file and attached it to our grades for the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And at 11th grade, which I had that great experience with Sadi and Golestan, reciting it, made a big impression in my life. 11th grade, we had a history teacher, and he took a few days going over the different kingdoms and empires in Iran. And since it all started with Hachamaneshan, the first super empire, and since the Shah at the time was a big fan of Hachamaneshan, nothing bad was said about them. And then every other kingdom and empire he covered, he said a whole bunch of bad things, and possibly a few good things. And he got to the Pahlavi dynasty, which was the Shah we were under, and he had nothing to say except great things. And I raised my hand and I said, how come there's nothing bad about this king? And he, in a rude way, said, shut the hell up. If you don't, I'll make sure you go somewhere nobody hears from you, sees you. And it just disgusted me. It just stayed with me, the back of my mind. Now keep that in mind. That stayed in my mind all through my early 20s, and I'll connect the dots for you. Just remember, these were the two big incidents that had made a mark on my memory and just rubbing me the wrong way, all the way. So we'll go back to some other stuff, but just keep in mind